Hello, friends. Welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. In this episode, I am going to discuss about Digitize to Optimize, building a Pharma 4. So, before starting up the thing, let me give you a brief idea about our passion, our interest, and how we want the pharma industry to achieve excellence by adoption of various emerging technologies. As you are all aware, number of emerging technologies like cloud technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, blockchain, robotic, chatbot are coming up. Every technology has its own strength and has a challenge of integrating with other technologies also, and how these technologies can contribute to help and solve pharma industry's problems or challenges to achieve excellence. Keeping this thing in mind, we have designed and developed a course, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma, on Udemy platform. We are discussing this onto our YouTube channel for almost last 5 years, where we discuss starting from business strategies, adoption of technologies, change management, and benefits to the manufacturing systems, to the supply chain management, going up to the audits and validations. Our podcast channel, you are aware, we already have a 87 podcasts. Please have a look at those topics where we discuss about the latest technologies and business challenges. Our book series, Center of Excellence, has got about 8 books. These are available on Kindle and paperback. Please have a look at them. There's also. So let's start with this particular podcast episode. I'm going to discuss about introduction, core components of Pharma 4 digital ecosystem, Pharma 4 maturity stages, collaborative ecosystem enablers, key benefits, steps to build the digital ecosystem, and how mid-sized pharmas can get accelerated Pharma 4 implementation. So, Pharma 4 is basically designed on concepts of Industry 4. This is an extension of pharma industry based on two concepts of Industry 4. This is with a focus about digital integration and intelligence. The goals of Pharma 4 is enhancing the product quality, ensuring the compliances, improving the patient safety, and increasing the business agility. These are the 4 goals which we thought are the contributors to the Pharma 4. What we need is a transformation aspect. This is not just a technology adoption. This is with an interaction with people, processes, and technology. I call it as a holistic approach. I call it as a head, heart, and hands. These have to work together. So that's a big challenge, and that is what really will drive a smarter operations and achieve the Pharma 4. What is expected in this achieving Pharma 4 is connected data and IT infrastructure. These have to really work together. What was there earlier into the analog system? We had a MES, that is a manufacturing execution system. We had a ERP, that is the enterprise resource planning. We had a LIMS, that is a laboratory information management system. These all have to work together. There needs to be an integration. There has to be the links on the plant shop floor to the enterprise system. When I say plant shop floor, it is basically an IoT interfaces. That means it's working directly the data capturing from the machines and all that. And that provides the unified real-time process for the oversights and all that. So these are the big challenges are there. We have to also think about the cyber physical systems as we are looking and thinking about interfacing with so many technologies with the data integration. There is going to be a big challenge from the data security and real-time communication between the digital and physical assets and end-to-end digitization is going to be a big challenge. This requires a connected data and IT infrastructure. So cloud computing centralizes the data storage and access. This enables the scalability and seamless integrations across the functions and all. Internet of Things is, as I mentioned on the last slide, is really what is going to track the critical parameters of like monitoring the temperature, pressure, humidity, and all. Whatever these parameters, they play a very important, crucial role onto your product quality. So to ensure the best product quality, we have to adopt to this IoT, that is the Internet of Things or Industrial Internet of Things, IIoT and all, to have a real-time compliances and identify the problems very rapidly or possibility of disruptions or possibility of crossing the limits about the product quality. This needs to be identified and all. And this is where continuous monitoring can help the best quality. Artificial intelligence and big data analytics is really going to help. The most important thing in today's pharma industry starts with the demand forecasting, where artificial intelligence can use and can build algorithms to predict the future requirements and all that. And that is really going to contribute is onto efficient monitoring about your processes, about resource requirement, energy distributions and all that. This gets linked up to the inventory optimizations. As you know, if you keep high stocks, you lose a profitability. If you keep low stocks, you may lose a customer or a patient and all. So monitoring that inventory optimization is always a big challenge. And this is where artificial intelligence and big data analytics can really play a very important role. This not only contributes to your profitability, but reduces the storage cost, wastage, and all that to help you to improve your profitability. Quality control is another important thing which requires the monitoring of the production processes. And this is again IoT along with an artificial intelligence can help you to identify the defects and ensure the better product standards and all. IoT can also help you in a predictive maintenance because the process parameters can really play an important role and that prediction can help you to identify possible equipment failures before they occur. And if you take a necessary condition actions, you will have a minimum failures. Digital twin technologies is a virtual technology which helps you to create a virtual replica about the processes and equipments and simulate the any challenges into the processes and equipment and predict an outcome based onto the simulations and optimizations of the parameters can also contribute it that reduces the trial and error onto the process and also supports to the quality by design initiatives and all. Blockchain is another technology which helps you to secure information sharing, which assures you the traceability of your product and batch going up to a level of your raw materials or packaging material, going up to their supplier level and all that. This tracks the movement of the goods into the entire digital supply chain management. This also enhances the transparency and gives you a clear visibility into the supply chain process. So even if you want to know a status of any particular product or a batch, where it is there, what is the last stage which was manufactured, what are the process parameters, and which material it has used, you can trace it back to all that level. And so this prevents tampering about the data and accuracy of the data, and this goes to your regulatory compliance documentations also. This helps you to identify and eliminate any fake products which are getting into the system. Maybe into manufacturing, maybe into distribution, maybe into logistic. And so finally you have an assurance that the customer or the patient is going to get a right product, right quality, which is what is most important thing. So patient safety is the first top priority as far as the pharma 4 is required, which we have seen into the goals actually. And this ensures the adherence to the industry regulators and the standards and all. Now, how you will come to know about the pharma for maturity stages? So I just try to list it out some of the stages, how it is going to work. The first stage is, of course, the computerization, where you are trying to do the replacement of the paper documents with the digital tools, e-records, and all that actually. But these are not directly connected. So the next step where we are looking at is the connectivity. Your IoT devices are networked with the equipment, and then you actually capture the real-time data feed and all that. Finally, all this data which is really captured onto online basis, real-time basis, has to have that visibility. So your dashboards will bring that thing, about the product batch movement, about the data about the production, data about the qualities and all that. And these dashboards with the data visualizations in a real-time basis will help in a data driven decision making, which is what is the most important thing, which what really we are looking and expecting it for reductions into any possible disruptions or predictions of those disruptions and all that. There comes the transparency, transparency among the all stakeholders, and finally along with your customers and the patients and all. So this is where the shared analytics, collaborations, and all will really help to have that confidence with the data, confidence with the systems and all that. This, when we are looking at it, can go one more step further about the predictability. So you can predict, you can predict about the demand forecasting, you can predict about the quality data, you can predict about the operations, that is manufacturing data, you can predict about the machine failures, more machine breakdown or requirements and all that. So we are moving, if you start looking at it, we are every one step we are moving to the next phase and all that. And finally, the adapting. So you can learn from the systems, from the autonomous controls, and go on thinking innovatively how these things can be further improved, how that further data can be generated. And this is where artificial intelligence, machine learning, they can start contributing it and all that. So we have seen the maturity stages from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that and all. So this is what is our objective when we want to think about the pharma 4 and all. So cross-functional teams and the partners can really start contributing it and all. So uh, this blend will come from the domain knowledge. This integrates the IT and data sciences and create a holistic solutions and all. So partnering with the technology providers will help. When I say technology providers, there are different technologies as we discussed into the beginning. There are technologies like cloud technology, artificial technologies, IoT technologies, blockchain. So every technology has got its own providers and all that sort of thing. They will accelerate the innovation as far as their technology is concerned, but we have to also partner with those technologies, and we have to ensure that all these new technologies we build up our skills and integrate all this into a data science systems for the data integrity and all that. So we have to build centralized control towers, no, for a better data-driven decision making as far as the manufacturing or supply chain management processes. At the same time, the regulatory systems also. So your control towers can really work onto both the things. So that is where I have shown two separate columns discussing about the control towers and regulatory integrated systems and all. And this have to work together, because no only control towers, if not supporting the regulatory, has no value, and the same regulatory has to work to help in a better decision making. Digital supports documentation requires a lot of time and efforts, which also is to be accurate also. So both things have to really work. And finally, security is most important thing. Security, transparency. Then, as I mentioned, in the last stage of digital maturity, innovation is the most important. Innovation velocity is going to drive you, and this is where no, we always discuss about these are not a short term technology project, but these are long term transformation projects and all that. May take 3 years or 5 years and all that. So this is where security and transparency is go on building it up, and innovation velocity will come from agile data driven decision making and all that. So this is what is this most important thing which you'll have to think about it. As I mentioned earlier, also real time visibility and quality of the data and compliances is really going to complement with each other, and this is where you will have a better inventory, better human skills which are going to contribute into data integrity has to be really thought processes and all that. As we discussed earlier about the 6 steps of digital maturity and prioritizing, I just wanted to throw one more shout. We have to assess the digital maturity while starting off the project and all. We have to evaluate the existing infrastructures and all, which we'll have to keep it in mind while discussing and all. At the same time, we have to prioritize the use case. Like some companies may have priorities as far as the patients or customer is concerned. Some may have a priorities on distribution and logistics. Some may have a priorities on quality. Somebody may have on priority on the procurement side or something. So you have to identify those cases, pilot projects, and try those out, and then go on extending it to the integrated systems. So you have to invest into the infrastructure. You have to foster that digital culture to be developed and all that. And then you have to invest into the scalable infrastructure. So you have to have that particular plan. Start with the cloud, then go to IoT, then move to MES or something. And similarly, when you're talking about the digital culture, you have to initially train up the teams for adoption of technology. Then you have to move to the cross discipline collaboration, and then you have to move to the adoption of digital leadership for the decision makings and all this. So it all moves into the various steps and stages. So I have tried to help you to give you how you can move into the phase manners, to achieve the better result. This not only builds the confidence with the team, but gives the confidence among the other teams also who are going to work in the integrations and all those. So that is how it has to taken into consideration. So ensuring the regulatory compliances and all that is also there. So which also I discussed about the digital workflows and how that successful pilots can really help you to have that continuous improvement while doing that analytics is the thing. So this is where your innovation can really start coming up and get there. Now I wanted to focus more on to the mid-sized companies, and because that is where there are more challenges are there. So I just listed out a few points which every top management or decision makers they to really think about it, how they can move into this particular project. So prioritizing teachers or platform, this is where we can use and adopt to the cloud technologies and all, and along with the partnering with the technology expert like cloud service providers, they can really help better on that. Then they have to think about investing with the workforces for developing the digital skills, which will help them to create a global competitiveness, which is what is more important. Also, helping to build a confidence with the patient safety and supply chain agility and all. And finally, they have to also think about how the robust digital ecosystem will get built up. Again, I'm coming to that holistic approach of people, processes, and technology. Everything has to really work together. Everything has to work with the same space, same objectives, same contributions, and all that. And this is where it will achieve the operational excellence and all that. So that can really drive the rapid innovations also into the system. So with this background, I think I shared you briefly my thoughts onto this particular topics and subject. More information you can get it at all our other social media platforms. Please do look at them also. I'm sure you will get much more additional knowledge contributing into that. If you have any suggestions, feedback, do write to us, do contact us, and all that. Actually, share this information with your network and colleagues also. Thank you. Bye.